Good morning. Hope you all are well. It's another wonderful day and starting the week. And we're starting this week with lesson 69 of the Course in Miracles. And here's a lesson for today. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal, because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness, and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. Share your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves you both. Today, let us make another real attempt to reach the light in you. Before we undertake this in our more extended practice period, let us devote several minutes to thinking about what we are trying to do. We are literally attempting to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We are trying to see past the veil of darkness that keeps it concealed. We are trying to let the veil be lifted and to see the tears of God's Son disappear in the sunlight. Let us begin our longer practice period today with the full realization that this is so, and with real determination to reach what is dearer to us than all else. Salvation is our only need. There is no other purpose here and no other function to fulfill. Learning salvation is our only goal. Let us end the ancient search today by finding the light in us and holding it up for everyone who searches with us to look upon and rejoice. Very quietly now, with your eyes closed, try to let go of all the content that generally occupies your consciousness. Think of your mind as a vast circle surrounded by a layer of heavy, dark clouds. You can see only the clouds because you seem to be standing outside the circle and quite apart from it. From where you stand, you can see no reason to believe there is a brilliant light hidden by the clouds. The clouds seem to be the only reality. They seem to be all there is to see. Therefore, you do not attempt to go through them and past them, which is the only way in which you would really convince of their lack of substance. We will make this attempt today. After you have thought about the importance of what you are trying to do for yourself and the world, try to settle down in perfect stillness, remembering only how much you want to reach the light in you today. Determined to go past the clouds, reach out and touch them in your mind. Brush them aside with your hand. Feel them resting on your cheeks and forehead and eyelids as you go through them. Go on. Clouds cannot stop you. If you are doing the exercises properly, you will begin to feel a sense of being lifted up and carried ahead. Your little effort and small determination call on the power of the universe to help you, and God Himself will raise you from the darkness into light. You are in accord with His will. You cannot fail because your will is His. Have confidence in your Father today, and be certain that He has heard you and answered you. You may not recognize His answer yet, but you can indeed be sure that it is given you and you will yet receive it. Try as you attempt to go through the clouds to the light to hold this confidence in your mind. Try to remember that you are at last joining your Father, your will to God's will. Try to keep the thought clear in mind that what you undertake with God must succeed. Then let the power of God work in you and through you, that His will and yours be done. In the shorter practice periods, which you will want to do as often as possible in view of the importance of today's idea to you and your happiness, Remind yourself that your grievances are hiding the light of the world from your awareness. Remind yourself also that you are now not searching for it alone, and that you do know where to look for it. Say then, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want to let it be revealed to me, for my salvation and the salvation of the world. Also be sure to tell yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. If you are tempted to hold anything against anyone today, say that. Okay, so today's lesson is all about grievances and how having them hides the light of the world inside of us. Remember, once again, we are the light of the world. And if we are holding grievances, we are not letting that light shine through. We're not letting it shine through in us, as well as we do not let others shine. So the light of the world is dim and there's darkness. So today's lesson is all about us becoming aware that that is what we are doing here by allowing the experiences of this illusion be what predominates in our minds. We are stuck with our grievances against others and against situations where we feel that someone or something has wronged us. And we hold that close to us and don't let it go. And we continue to dwell and wallow in it. And in doing so, we lower our energy to that of just being part of the illusion and don't allow our true light of what we really are shine through. We are the light of the world, and that is hidden inside of us behind all the grievances. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. And that is, in essence, what the lesson is today. It's very specific and very clear. It's not very complicated today, but the work is very complicated. Because as you all know, living in this world and having the experiences of the world sometimes can be very difficult, and they're very challenging, and they're personal to each and every one of us, and they are very strong sometimes, and getting away from them and learning to focus on God sometimes is difficult. It's a practice. It's something you have to do daily. It's something sometimes you have to do every minute of the day, depending on how difficult the situation that you're dealing with is. So, if your focus is just on that, then how can you shine? How can you be the light of the world? If your focus is always on your problems, what you're going through, and you don't realize the importance of being the light is, because what you are doing, you're doing for God and you're doing for all of us. So what you do and what you focus on affects us all, because we're all one. So that's basically what the lesson is telling us today, is that to try to focus on being the light of the world, not letting that light hide behind your grievance, behind all those problems, behind all those difficulties, behind all the pain, hurt, sadness, everything that stops you from being happy. If you're happy, then you let that light shine. Think about it. Every time we see those individuals that are just extremely happy, or the best example is whenever you see a baby, and just their light is so beautiful and so wondrous, because they're not boggled down by all that minutia of all the negativity that's around, because they don't even know that yet. All they know is the experience of being happy and having love. So that innocence has to return to us. That innocence of just enjoying being alive and partaking in this wondrous place that was created for us to share our love with others and our happiness with others, and to bring the light so that we could all be closer to God. So the long practice periods today, it seems, is part of the lesson where they're telling us about clouds and how deep, dense clouds are among us, and how we can just, at any given moment, just walk through them and see the light that's behind them. It's a good analogy of the light is always there. You know, just like when there's clouds, we always know the sun is there. Behind those clouds, the sun is there. It's just that we sometimes can't see it because the clouds are very dense, but it's there. So it's a good analogy of how we can see that's the same thing with us. The light is always inside us. It's always there. We just have a dark layer of all these grievances that are just like the clouds, that we can go past them. We can allow the light to shine through them, but for whatever reason, we find it difficulty. So that is basically what the lesson is saying today. Long practice periods is like a little walkthrough or a guided imagery of the clouds and us going past them. And then the shorter practice periods are telling us to remind yourself of what you're searching for, and that what you're searching for is not alone, that all of us here on the planet today are searching for the same thing, which is to be that light. And so for us to repeat this: my grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want to let it be revealed to me for my salvation and the salvation of the world. And it also says, if at any given moment you feel like you want to hold something against someone, or you're tempted to do that, it says, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. So remember that. You're not affecting the other person that's doing the grievance or committing a grievance. You're not affecting them directly. You're affecting yourself more, because you're hiding that light from yourself. And in turn, hiding it from them too. But the most important thing is that you're hiding it from yourself. How can you even see your own light if you hide it? So today, just try to remember who you really are. You're God's son and daughter, and you are the light of the world. So let it shine. Don't hold it behind all those grievances. Let it shine today. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in my journey. I love you all. Goodbye.